Let's talk about seaworthiness, a term you may have heard. But the more familiar term you may have heard is roadworthiness. We're all familiar with that for our cars and the existence of what used to be called a roadworthy certificate. Well, seaworthiness doesn't involve a certificate, but it involves your safety. You've got to always make sure your boat is seaworthy. Now, that's a really broad term. It covers many aspects, but I just want to focus for now on what it means about the type of boat. There are some boats, 4 metre tinny for example, which are great on a smooth inshore area, and it'll be suitable for that purpose. That's the point. Is it fit for the purpose? Is it really suitable to take that boat offshore and go reef fishing? Your common sense would tell you no. Compare that to a 15 metre sailing boat, and you want to take that offshore in 3 metre sea conditions. It'll be a little bit testing, but the boat is capable of handling those conditions, whereas for very obvious reasons your 4 metre tinny is not. So it's very important to always consider the seaworthiness, the boat and everything to do with it. And don't forget about your crew. The crew can contribute to your seaworthiness, the capacity of the skipper and the crew to deal with the conditions that come your way. But we're focusing for now on the boat itself. Look into it, buy the one that is fit for the purpose you want. If you want to go reef fishing, buy a boat that is designed to do that. If you want to poke around the dams, there's plenty of boats that will be good for that too. The presentation following goes into a little bit more detail about matters to take into consideration on your boat when you're making your decisions. Here is a builder's plate. It's a requirement of manufacturers, importers for vessels since late 2006, so it's become very common. You'll notice it prescribes the maximum horsepower rating that the hull can handle, the maximum weight of that engine, the maximum number of people you can carry, and an overall weight for those people. The overall weight that the vessel can carry for you and your esky and your fishing rods, all the extra stuff you take with you, your spare fuel, etc. So all these things are prescribed, and it also tells you whether it's got level or basic flotation. And there's enough not to sink, but it won't be pretty. It'll be upside down in the water and you'll be hanging on to it, which is better than nothing, but then you'll start hearing the Jaws soundtrack in your head. Level flotation is designed with enough flotation to remain upright in reasonable conditions. There's even a chance you could bail it back out, ideally. Obviously better, but it'll cost you more money. You get what you pay for. Basic boat gets basic flotation. So look for that when you're shopping for a boat. And remember, if a boat has a builder's plate, that's as out of the factory. You start ripping seats out to put a floor in, you're messing with the flotation. You are compromising the safety of the vessel. It could be construed that you're in breach of the general safety obligation because you're not ensuring safety. Look for it, and then you'll know at least that it's been manufactured or imported since late 2006. I hope you found that information informative. The illustrations within a vessel, particularly if you're in the shopping zone and you're looking, you can look for that builder's plate. It's been in vogue now since late 2006, so over 10 years. So a lot of boats have got one. Sometimes you've got to look for it, tucked away in the corner, but more and more in recent years it's in a very obvious position. So it tells you the capacity, and that's based on smooth water. Make an adjustment for adverse conditions or if you go outside smooth water. The safety obligation, when you explore it, suggests a third less capacity. So it's very important that you don't overload your boat. The law very explicitly says you're not allowed to overload your boat, and that's got to take into consideration the number of people, the sea conditions, the wind conditions, the waters you're operating on. They all got to weigh into your decision as the skipper about what's a safe capacity. So have a look at the information that's within the course as well. Read it carefully and make sure that you make informed decisions, especially if you're buying. It talks about flotation, level or basic flotation. One's obviously better than the other. Just be prepared to spend a bit more to get that because it takes more time and more materials to build it. But it's money well spent for your safety.